All right, this is Mr. Lover. I am doing these four problems for the review, so that way you can kind of watch it and refresh your memory on how to do circles and ellipse. So we'll do this test, and then we'll do hyperbolas. And once we finish hyperbolas, we'll take a test on parabolas and hyperbolas. All right, so I'm going to do 1 and 2. It's a circle, and it says rewrite the equation in standard form by completing the squares. Then identify the center and the radius. I'm also going to graph it a little bit, or try to, because on the test I'm requiring you to graph it. So I'm going to write these on my paper here. All right. So the first thing we want to do is, let's see. I'm trying to make sure we don't have a glare so you can see. All right, so I want to make sure my X's and Y's are together. So I'm going to go ahead and organize this where these X's are together and these Y's are together. And I'm going to go ahead and put a box here for when we do completing the squares. And I'm going to move the 3, go ahead and move that over. So we'll make this a positive 3. We'll change pins. Okay, so we're going to do completing the squares. So remember, we take our B value, that's right here. This is A, this is B, and this is our C. A, B, and C. All right. So we don't have anything to factor out. We always want to make sure that these are like no numbers on them. And so if there's no number on them, then you can just kind of do it this way. So here we go. I'm just going to factor it out, or otherwise do the B. So my B, I'm going to divide by 2, and then I'm going to square it. So if my B is a -6, I'm going to divide that by 2 and square it. So that makes it -3. And if I square it, that's 9. So this really is 9. Same thing here. Divide that by 2. That's 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Then you're going to square it, which gives you 4. So this is going to be positive 4. All right. So now we're going to kind of like I'm going to make our little factors out. So remember, we divided this by 2. This is a shortcut method. So whenever you divide this by 2, you're actually going to put that answer right here. So this is 2 goes into -6, -3. So this will be -3. And we'll put a square here. Same thing here. If you divide this by 2, all right, this will be y, and 2 goes into 4 2 times. So that's +2. So this will be +2. And put a square here. Of course, we'll put a plus here. All right. Now, anything that I have in the box has to go to the other side. We just automatically put it on the other side. So we have 3, and we have a +9. So we put 9, and we have a 4. So we have +4. All right. Now we add these up. This is 13 plus 3 more 16. So I'm going to rewrite this. Now, we're doing a circle. So a circle, this is basically the form of the circle. All right. And so what we want to do here is we want to, let's see, this is R square here. All right. So we're going to basically just kind of like graph this now, because we know that this is our center right here. This is our, I'm going to put H and K here. This is our H and K. So the center, remember, it's always the opposite of what you see. So this is -3. This is 3. That is +2. So it's -2. All right. And then really this is square. So you're just taking the square root of 16, which is 4. So my radius is 4. All right. So now if I was to graph this, And I'm not gonna make it perfect, but I'm just gonna kind of graph it a little bit. Here's my X, here's my Y. I'm gonna go 3, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So right there's my center. I'll put a C for center. My radius is 4, so that means, oh, you can see it. So then I'm gonna go in 4 in each direction. So I gotta go 4 this way. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 4 more here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I gotta go 4 every direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go ahead and put a couple more there. And I go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So all I'm doing is just make it where I can go. So, all right. So my radius is 4. So I got to go this way 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to go up 4. So this is at 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I go 4 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, I'm not going to draw this perfectly, but something like that. And so then my radius should be 4 in each direction from the center. Of course, if I'd drawn it perfectly, then it'd be perfect. But that's how you do it. And that's what you'll be required on the test. You'll be required to come up with the standard form, and then basically this is the standard form right here. And then tell me the center and the radius and graph it. All right, let's do another one. Number 2. Okay, so here we go again. We're asked to find the circle and do the same thing as we did just now. So I'm going to put my X's and Y's together. That's it. I'll go ahead and put my box here. I just like doing that so I know I'm going to have another number there. And then I'm going to go ahead and move my 15 over here. So this is going to be a negative 15. All right. So remember, divide by 2. That'll give me 4. So look, 8 divided by 2. That's 4. And then you have to square it, which is 16. And remember, whatever the 8 divided by 2 is, that's a 4. That's what really goes in our box. And put a square. All right, we're going to go ahead and do this one. Negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. So we know negative 5 is going to go in the box. I mean, not in the box, on the parentheses, but then you got to square this, which makes this a positive 25, because you're going to square negative 5 times negative 5. That's 25. Now on this side, remember, everything goes over here, and that's in the box. So we're going to say 16 plus 25 plus a negative 15. All right? And so we'll do that. And so our center's going to be x plus 4 square, 5 minus 1 square. We're going to do the math here. So if I say that's 15, that's 16, that makes 1. This would be 26. All right, so if I'm to find the square root of 26, that will tell me the radius. So I'm going to take my calculator and do the square root of 26. Which is square root of 26 is 5 point, rounded off, we'll just say 5.1. All right. Make sure I did everything right. Squared that, 16. Squared that, 25. Okay, so here we go. My center, remember it's the opposite, so it's negative 4 and then positive 5, because that's a negative. And then my radius is going to be about a 5.1. It's about 5.1. If you say 5.09, it's the same thing. It's okay. All right, so how would I graph it? So I'll graph it. -4, -5. So I got this side. So it's more on this side. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I know I'm going 5, so I'm just adding 5 to each of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll stop there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That could be a fun one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so here we go. So my center is -4, -5. So 1, 2, 3, can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about here. Remember, my drawing's not perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's more like this. All right, my radius is going to be, let's see here, 5 point, we'll just say 5.1. So we're going to really make it close to 5. So we're going to go up 5 and just a tad, a little over 1, 2, make sure I'm doing this. Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right here, and really just slightly above, just enough not to notice. We're going to go 5 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So somewhere around about here. Then we go down 5. So we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I messed up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right about here. My drawing's so terrible. And then we go 5 this way. And remember, I'm really going over 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little bit more. That's barely. And then I'm going to kind of draw my circle. And of course, I'm not going to. Geez, I missed it bad. Still missed it. Gosh, I can't see, so that's what makes it difficult. So and I'm talking about I can't see because of shadow on the thing. But anyway, there we go. I'm trying to do a different color and actually look at it. So we know it's here. We know it's here. We know it's here. We know it's here. So it goes here, goes here. Oh gosh, I still missed it here and then here. So there we go, a little better. It's not great, but it's better. So then my radius is here, which is 5.01, or actually 5.09. And that's all the way from here to here to here to here. We can go here. It's supposed to be 5.09, 5.09, 5.09, 5.09. Okay, so there's number 2. All right, let's do number 3. All right, so if you look at number 3, it's the ellipse. You're supposed to write it in standard form, then graph it. Also find all these here. Now, I had some questions. What is the vertices? The vertices really are the endpoints of the major. That's all they really are. They're the endpoints of the major. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do number 3. So there's our equation right there. These are always fun. All right. So remember, there's a big difference in formulas. And so I will provide you with the formulas. All right. So the first thing, well, you can't see it. First thing we want to do is we want to put it in, we're going to put it in standard form. These are the standard forms right here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put my X's and Y's together again, just like we did before. Put my box there. And I'm going to go ahead and move my 11 over. it's negative, it's going to be positive. If it's positive, it's going to be negative. All right, notice that these have a factor combination. So otherwise I can divide both these numbers by 9. I can divide both these by 4. We really want the x's and the y's to be nothing on them, no numbers. So I'm going to take a 9 out. When I take a 9 out, it's going to be x squared minus 2x plus a box. And I'm going to leave the box there just so you can see it. This one, I'm going to take the 4 out plus the box equals to 11. All right, now we're going to do the same thing we did with the circle. We're going to divide this by 2. So you can say negative 2 divided by 2, that's negative 1. And then you're going to square it. And remember, when you square this, you got to make sure you're thinking negative 1 times negative 1, which is a positive 1. Now remember, whatever you do here, it really is that number there. So negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. So really the negative 1 goes inside. And there's a square, and there's a 9 right there. Plus, put the 4 here. Same thing. So negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. So you already know this is going to be y minus 2 squared. And then negative 2 squares, that's negative 2 times the negative 2, which is 4. So this will be a 4. Now, this one, pay attention. Our 11 is already outside. We're going to go over here. We take the one that we have on the outside and what's in the box, we multiply those together. So 9 times 1 is 9. So I put 9 here. It's plus. Then I go over here. 4 times 4 is 16. So I'm going to put plus 16. Now I'm going to add these together. So I'm going to go ahead and put 9x minus 1 squared plus 4y minus 2 squared. And this is a 2 equals, that's 20. That makes it 36. Sorry. Jeez. All right. Now, on an ellipse, you want this back guy to be a 1. So we got to get this to be a 1. And the way to do this is we divide everything by this back number. This becomes 1. That's what we want. Now, you just kind of factor this out. 4 and 36, kind of like a fraction. You just kind of want to reduce it. And so when you reduce it, you get 1. And I'm just going to put the 1 here for right now so you can see it. And this would be 4. Because look, 9 goes into 36 4 times. And 9 goes into 9 1 time. 4 goes into 4 1 time. 4 goes into 36 9 times. So this will be 9. So this will be like 1. And I'm going to put the 1 there just right now so you can see it. But just so you can see what I'm doing. All right. Now, we don't need the 1s. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish this off. Put the 4, 9 here. Okay. So now we have this, and now we're going to be finding all of the little guys. So the first thing we want to determine, is this going to be a horizontal ellipse or a vertical ellipse? Okay, and so remember, you're looking for which has the bigger number. If the bigger number is over here under the X, then that's horizontal. If the bigger number is under the Y, then it's vertical, because remember, vertical is up and down. Now notice the A's and B's are switched, so whichever the A represents the biggest number. And A also represents the major. All right, so that's important that you kind of know that. B represents the minor. See, we're just taking the B and the minor. All right, so we're going to kind of do this. I'm going to start with the center. I'm going to try to write this where you can see it. So the center is the opposite of these guys. So my center, remember that's -1, so it's going to be 1. This is -2, so it's going to be 2. So my center is 1, 2. All right. Let's see. The next one is the A value. So you take, let's just take the A. The A is well, this is not A, this is A square, because I want you to pay attention to this. See how this is like A square? So technically, oh, wait a minute, we got to reverse this. The bigger number's under the Y, so that means it is a vertical because the bigger number's under the Y. So really, this is the A value right here. All right. Vertical means that it's going to be taught longer vertically than horizontally. That means the horizontal is going to be short while the vertically is very long. Right? So the A is right here. So this is my A value. So I'm going to go ahead and put this. So we know, and I like doing it this way, A squared is 9. Okay, that's the A squared. Remember, this is A squared. That's what this says, see, A squared. So that is, oh my gosh, I'm trying to move more than the paper. Let me get rid of this. So the A squares is 9. So we're going to say, okay, so A squared equals 9. So what's A equal? So we take the square root of 9, that's 3. So A is 3. So if I want to find the major, because A is the major, we take 2 times A. So ours is 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. So this thing's 6, the length of the major 6. That means it's 6 from here to here, 6 lines. So it's be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's it. That's where the other endpoint would be. So the two endpoints are 6 lines apart. All right. So this is the major. I'm gonna put major, and it's 2 times 3, which is 6. So that's how long it is. All right. The minor is a B. So B squared, and B is the 4 because it's the one that's under the thing. So the B squared is 4. And so if you take the square root of 4, that is 2. And don't forget, the minor is 2 times B, which is 2. So my minor is 4. So the minor is 4. So here we go. The minor would be the length because of this situation. We know it's vertical. So it's like this one. This is a perfect example because this is vertical. So 6 this way, that's the major, and 4 this way, that's a minor. Now remember, 4 from here to here, 6 from here to here. So halfway is 3. There's the center. Halfway from this one is 2. Now that helps you because when you have the center, if you know the whole distance is 6, you divide it by 2 and you go 3 this way, because that'll give you 6. If you go 2 this way and 2 this way, that gives you 4. So that's how we're going to graph it. We're going to take the center and we're going to take the major, and our majors are 6 and 4, and we're going to go 3 one way, 3 the other way. This one, I'm sorry, 3 one way, 3 the other way. The minor in this one would be go 2 this way, 2 that way. All right. The falsi is the next thing we need to kind of get. Well, the falsi, the way you do the falsi, it's C equals C squared, sorry, C squared minus B squared. All right, so that's the falsi. So you just take these two and you just put them together. Remember, this is A because it's the bigger one. So 9 minus 4. So C squared equals that. So C squared equals 9 minus 4 is 5. So C equals the square root of 5. And so you take your calculator and you say, what's the square root of 5? So I'm going to take my calculator and I'm going to say the square root of 5. It should be 2.2 something, 2.25 usually. Done these so many years. 2.24 actually. 2.24. I think it's yeah, 2.24. All right. C is the full C. That's how far up, I mean, one direction goes and then 2.24 the other direction. So this is not the total. This is just how far you go up and then how far you go down. So you start at the center and you go up 2.2, you go down 2.2. Okay. And we'll cover that when we graph. All right. The helicity. Okay. This right here, we call it the E, is the C over the A. All right. Now this tells you the closer it is to 0, the more circular our ellipse is. So we take our C value, which is 2.24. And we take our A value. Now remember, our A value is 3, not squared, just the A. So it's 3. So we put this in our calculator. And I got 0.7, almost 75. Okay. So again, that is pretty oval. You know, it's kind of like an oval. And so it should be pretty oval. All right. So I'm going to do this one. All right. So I'm going to graph this, and hopefully these are fun to graph because you almost need to have like a full page, but it's 1 to 2. Kind of think about that. All right. So I'm going to graph this the best way I can. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6. Okay. All right, 1, 2. So let's do some different colors so we can kind of see something. So my center is 1, 2. So go 1 and up 2. So there's my center right there. There's my center. 1, 2. All right. Now I can use the maximum. Remember the maximum 6. That's so from one endpoint through the center. Oh, I'm sorry. The maximums because I get to remember it's vertical. So we're going to go from the bottom up to the center to the top, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. And there's going to be 6 lines. So if we divide this by 2, so we're splitting in half. That's the center. So if we split the 6 in 2, that means we go 3 this way, 3 that way. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go 3 lines up. 1, 2, 3. So right there is an endpoint. Then we're going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. So this one is the other right there. All right, that is the endpoints or the vertices. So this is what you call the vertices or the maximum endpoints. Same thing. This is the same thing. Vertices or vertexes, vertices. I think they call it the vertices. Vertices, yes. And the endpoints. Okay, I'm just kind of sketching. All right, so here we go. Now we need to find how wide this is. And so we take our B value. Our B value is 4. B squared is 4. Half of that is 2, or square root is 2. Now remember, that's, you multiply that by 2, that's 4. So that means it's 4 all the way across to their center. So that means we actually take the 4, divide by 2, and we go 2 this way, 2 this way. So we go 2, 1, 2. And these are our things. Now we can kind of draw this. There it is. I know it's not perfect. It never is. Something like that. Let's try to hopefully not make it so much rounder looking. Okay. Then the foci is 2.25 up. Then we said 2.24, so we go up 2.2. It's always should be real close to the vertices. So we go up 1, 2, and then it should be right about there. That's our foci. We go down to 1, 2, just a little bit right here. So that right there's our other foci. And that's it. We just did the whole thing. That's from top to bottom. That's the whole problem right there. All right, we're going to do number 4. And then after number 4, we'll be done. So you can see this one took a good page. So we're going to do one more. So I'm going to do number 4. All right. Actually, this is supposed to be. I changed this test. This is actually supposed to be a 36. So hopefully that's what's on y'all's paper. I had typed in the wrong number, and so I redid it. It didn't come out right. So, so 36 is the actual number. All right, so here we go. We're going to put the X and Y's together again. I like doing my boxes, remember? Ah. And I'm going to go ahead and put equal 0 here. I'm going to move this over here. So this actually becomes 36. negative 36. Okay, I got to get the x's and y's by themselves, so that means I'm probably going to take 25 out. So I'm going to take 25 out. That's going to be 6. 9 out of this, because 9 goes into 9, 9 goes into 36. All right, square that. So remember, you take the 6, you divide that by 2. I said square, but it's divided by 2. That gives me 3. Then square it, so that gives me 9. And remember, whatever this is right here, that's what really goes into your problem. So it's going to be x plus 3 squared. Now, how did I get that? Just so you know, I'm just really doing the full method or factoring this out. What two numbers multiply together give me 9, but when I add them, I get 6, and it should be 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 plus 3 is 6. But you can just divide this by 2, and you get 3, and then that would be the answer right there. Do the same thing here. Divide that by 2, so negative 4 divided by 2 is a negative 2. So we know this is going to be negative 2. And then we take negative 2 and we square it. So negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. So that's 4. All right. Now, don't forget, we're going to take, and this is where a lot of kids forget, you're taking these two numbers and you're going to multiply them together and you're going to put the answer over here. So it's pretty obvious that 9 times 25 is going to be a positive number. So I'm going to put plus, and I'm going to use my calculator. So 25 plus 9 plus times 9 is 225. All right, then the next one is 9 times 4. And 9 times 4 is 36, so it's a plus 36. All right, now if you look, these two cancel each other. So it's positive 36, 36. So if I did the math, this is just going to be 225 because negative 36 plus 36 is going to be 225. So I'm going to rewrite this with just 225. Now remember, ellipse, we want this to be 1, so I'm going to divide everything by 225. Right, this will come 1. I got to divide 25 into 225. It's fun, isn't it? So we'll say 225 divided by 25, and we get 9. So this will be x plus 3 squared. And because 225 is on the bottom, it's bigger. The 9 goes on the bottom. Now 9, well, this should be 25 because look, these two. So this is probably, so I'll just go ahead and still tell you, take 225 divided by 9, you should get 25. Yep. So we can say y minus 2. This would be 25. So all we're doing is just canceling these out. This would be 25. This would be 1. I'm sorry, 9. This will be 1, and this will be 25 because we're just dividing 9 into both of those, dividing 25 into both of these. And this will be 1. All right. So here we go. Now we know our center. Remember, it's the opposite. So it's negative 3 and positive 2. All right. You got to remember, don't forget to do this. You got to check, is it vertical, horizontal? Well, it looks like this is another vertical one because 25 is bigger than on the y side. So this is my a value. So this right here is a. Remember, the bigger number is always your a. So really, that's a squared. All right. This right here is really your b squared. So here we go. My a squared is 25. If I want to find out what a is, I take the square root of 25, and that gives me 5. So a equals 5. So that means my major is 2 times 5, which is 10. So my major axis is that. My b square is 9. So the square root of 9 is 3. And so my minor is 2 times the 3, and that gives me 6. So my minor is 6. So we know the major, we know it's vertical, so it's going to go 10 up and down. That's total. So that means from the top, very top to the very bottom, it's 10. So that means 5 from the center, 5 in both directions. And then the B, since it's the minor, it goes to it's 6. So we'll go 3 one way, 3 the other way. All right, let's do the falsi. The falsi is C square. Uh, C square, that's A square minus B square. So C square is, so we're taking these two and just subtracting them. So 25 minus 9. And so C square equals 16. Looks like C is going to be 4. So our falsi is 4. That means we're going to start with the center and go up 4 and down 4. Now remember, the only reason why we're going up on the falsi is because that's where the major is. Now, if it was horizontal, then I'd take the falsi and I'd go right and left. All right, so that's something to pay attention to. All right, my E is the C over A, if I remember right. I'm trying to remember on top of head. Yes, C over A. So my C is that, and my A is 5. That's 0.80. So it's pretty much like the other one. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna try to graph this. Well, it's gonna be fun. This has got a 10 in it. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna try to do it this way. I'm gonna try to spin a little bit more heavier on one side than the other. -3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So right there's my center. Let me do a different color. Okay, let's do the major first. So from the center, I'm going to go, remember it's 10. So from the very top here and then down here is a total of 10. So that means I go 5, divide 10 by 2 and get 5. So I'm going to go up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to go down 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, those are my endpoints, my vertices. And both these guys are. I got to find my minor. So my minor is my B value. My B value is, so the minor was 6. So divide that by 2 is 3. So I'm going to go 3 this way. 1, 2, 3. So what's right there? Wow. Yeah, it's right here. It's the minor right there. And then I'm going to go 3 this way, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we go here. And then hopefully I can draw this very soon. This should be just about the same shape looking as the one that I did, except this one was a whole lot better. The one I did earlier, these are about the same. Remember the other one was 0.75, this one's 0.880, and so it should be pretty close. So if you look, and I'm going to kind of go into a little bit more detail so that way, for those that understand. So remember when we did this 10 here, this 10, this is from here. So if we counted these lines, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See how that's 10 from here to here? Gosh, I can't even draw. 10 to here. And then if we look at the other one, the minors, the color, the minor was 6. So if we do this, right here, so we count the lines 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see from here to here, that's your 6. There's your 6. All right. Now the foci is the last one we got to do, and the foci is what was the foci? Foci is 4. So because it's a vertical, since the major's here, if the when you're doing the foci, you always it should be very close to the major endpoint. So you go in that direction. So we actually go 4 this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's right here. This is the foci. If I go 4 this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's right here. This is the falsie. Now, I want you to make sure you understand this. This is the answer. I'm done. I mean, that's it. I've probably listed the endpoints. I mean, you could look at it and find out what the endpoint is. But I do want to talk to you about the falsie. So let's say when you have a vertical one, you have your endpoints here. And then when you do your volcy is always at close to the endpoints on the major. But if you had one that was more horizontal, let's say like this, all right, your endpoints, your major endpoints are right here. Your Fulci will also be right next to it. So that right there would be your Fulci. So just remember when you do your Fulci, you just got to remember, you always just follow the major axis. So if the major axis is this way, you follow this way. If the major axis is this way, you go up and down. Okay, I hope this helps. And you can see it does take a little work. So feel confident you can do it.